Panel, so beautifully curated and such a wonderful topic, leadership with love. Because leadership is not something you create in people. All the task that leaders have is to elicit that leadership because it's already there. So it already exists inherently in each one of us, and we're going to meet the leaders that help elicit that leadership, but with love. And I invite on the stage,
Disha Dio. Please, a warm welcome for Disha, founder and CEO of Head of Software Engineering Incumbent. I saw her, I know she's here. Oh, there she is. The lady in black. Welcome, Disha.
Shashi Dugar. Shashi Dugar, image consultant, soft skills trainer.
Effie Klee, high performance and life coach, Effie Klee Coaching. Welcome, Effie.
Jaida Simone from Australia.
Heather Joy Bissett, speaker, author, mentor at heatherjoybissett.com, all the way from Australia. She's been full of energy this whole week for us. A big round of applause for this lovely lady.
Manisha Bhatia, President Abhinandan Educational and Welfare Society.
Paula Jun, founder and CEO of No Limits Consulting.
Paula Alphonse, transformational speaker from Canada.
Amanda Gilbert, CEO of Happy Henna LLC. Welcome from the USA.
David Wilcox, founder ReachScale from the USA. David Wilcox.
Ladies, here you have it. Reclaiming leadership with love. Let's show these ladies some love.
welcoming a wonderful, inspiring young leader, Nabia Bano.
With that moment, I would now like to invite Diksha Dio to please come up on stage and say a few words. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting. I would like to thank each one of you, beautiful souls, beautiful heart, beautiful personality sitting here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Beginning with, there are a lot of culture, the diversity here, right? Few people are from Australia, people from Brazil, South America, USA, and whatnot, right? Many things. And India, of course. Welcome, Bharat. Moving forward with my journey, I just have to say one word, that never ever give up. The moment you give up, the moment you say that I can't do it, it's that moment when you lose the game. And game is not chess or cricket or anything. The game is that you want to play. You create your own rules. You create your own game. Hence, I decided, so what happened? In technology, I created a technology company. I'll tell you about that later. But in technology, it is a male-dominated industry. Everybody accepts it, right? And female, if you code, people feel, oh, she's a girl, she's coding. Oh, that won't be great, right? So what we're supposed to do here is, our basic requirement is to make each individual, no matter the age, but each individual has the power of logics. So programming is nothing. If you're good at C or Java or PHP, it's okay. But on top of everything, there is one thing called logics. Something is 0, something is 1, but nothing is between. Hence, if you understand the logics very proper at the first day, it's important and you'll be the ace in all the fields. So, in my journey, when I started coding, I was around 3 years old. 3 साल से मैंने अपनी journey की शुरुआत की. I was a kid sitting in the next, क्या बोलते हैं वो कोने में बैठने वाला बच्चा, very shy, right? Very like, okay, मेरे को किसी से बात नहीं करनी. Social, I'm not a social person at all. But later what happened? Later, during the time, I realized, come on man, I mean, if you are somebody who don't talk, it is not going to work at all. You really need to talk. That means आपको stage पे आना पड़ेगा, आपको stage fear हटाना पड़ेगा, right? उस दौरान, I thought कि, you know, I was alone. Alone किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगता. लोग रोते हैं यार क्या करना है, समझ नहीं आता क्या क्यों कर रही हो, right? Everybody, students might feel the same, right? So I felt the same. Then I decided, no, let's change it. Let's make an impact. Not for others, but for my own self first. अगर कुछ बदलना है तो लोगों के लिए नहीं, अपने लिए बदलो. That is important. Thank you so much. Now, yeah, thank you. Now, I decided, let's nail that up. In 6th standard, I got a scholarship from Microsoft. That's a scholarship, right? Thank you. From Microsoft, I got this scholarship. I thought, I'm really great in programming. That boosted, right? That boosted my confidence. Now I said, yes, I am great in programming somewhat, right? Now I decided to go to hackathons to prove what's the real problem, to make it an impact. Because if this is a microphone, okay, it is very big. Can I make it small? Or maybe, a little form factor here and there, a tweak here and there? Can I make it? Yes, I can. So this is my problem. I can hold it. I'm a person who feels like a free bird, right? Here comes the problem, and here comes the solution. Now, I have the problem, but I have a solution. But where to implement? This is a problem. My solution to implement kahan karu, right? So then I started, right? Then wahan se mujhe laga, no, let's break it, let's make an impact. So I started this journey called IncubeSense, where we create Indian consumer electronics. Like, you all have the lanyards in your neck, right? On your neck, whatever, right? At that point of time, you just need to tap it. Our device is completely what we call it as Apple Watch or something. You can relate it to for people who don't know what consumer electronics is, right? Here, what you do is you just tap your phone on the device and you go and check in just 1 second. That's how what we created. So any problem, thank you. Any problem, any solution, bring up with any solution. That is where entrepreneurship journey all started. So that's how I started. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for coming. And over to you, lovely ladies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diksha, for demystifying technology and the work you do. Sometimes it can be a little technical to assimilate all of that. Please take a seat. Thank you. I'd like to invite Shashi Dugar, welcoming the lovely Shashi. She's an image consultant with soft skills trainer. Yeah, right here.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm very happy and excited to be here. I think this is a beautiful platform where Dr. Harbeen Arora brings in leadership across the world from all walks of life and gives them an opportunity to share their journeys, their thoughts, and their life lessons. I'm here to speak about leadership with love. Now, what is leadership with love? To me, leadership is not about designation or a position. For me, leadership is taking ownership. It is about enabling inspiring others, and helping others, and serving with love. So, we get carried away, we get misled that, oh, I don't have a fancy designation on my visiting card, and I don't have people in reporting to me, so I'm not a leader. But, my dear friends, just look back and reflect, and you'll realize that from the time we came on this planet Earth, we have been in some form or other serving or leading with love. So, as a child to parents, as a sibling, as a fellow student in a college or school, when we get married, our in-laws, our spouse, and when we experience motherhood, being a mother, and professionally, like I'm a trainer. So I have to interact with fellow trainers, with my coaches, mentees. So, when I look at it, there's an opportunity, there's a scope for all of us to lead with love at some point or the other. So my early lessons of leadership with love came from my dad. So he was the eldest, he has got 6 brothers, and he has always taken care of the family with empathy, with love. And we were 5 sisters, and with my mom, it was like 6 ladies. So he was serving the all ladies league at home also. And till now, he's 74, and till now, he's serving with love selflessly. In society also, he has led Lions Club and other NGOs, and he has always followed the principle of leadership with love. He enabled his brothers, and they are all self-reliant and independent now. So that is leadership for me. And, I would like to thank Dr. Harbeen, because she's a live example and one of the finest examples of leadership with love. She is providing us this platform selflessly. This is leadership with love. So, being a trainer, I bring that element to the table. My dad has been my model. He has always applied the principle of leadership with love. So I also want to serve people with love and make a difference. Thank you. Let's all lead with love. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shashi. That was like a dessert for the afternoon. It was so beautifully said. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to bring upon Effie Klee. She's a high performance and life coach all the way from the UK. Welcome.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today, and thank you to Dr. Harbeen for putting together such a wonderful event and bringing women and men from all over the world. So I would like to start with a story. 23 years ago, on the 23rd of September, a woman who looked very similar to me, similar smile, similar hair, similar figure. She lived in Greece. She sent her daughter to school, her 10-year-old daughter, and after a few hours, she took her own life. This was my mother, who suffered from depression for a couple of years before she decided to end her life. As you can imagine, I spent hours, weeks, months, and years trying to understand how a thing like this can happen to a woman, to a family. And I can tell that depression and mental illnesses create the illusion that we are all separate, that we are isolated, even though we live in a universe where everything is interconnected. Also, mental illnesses makes us feel hopeless and helpless, although there is always support and hope in abundance around us. After many years of experiencing shame, I knew I had to make a choice. I knew that the choices were two. I would either walk outside my story and hustle for my worthiness, or I would walk inside my story and own it without the need to blame others or myself. I was thinking, what could have prevented my mom's suicide? How can we break the illusion of isolation in this world? And how can we actually reclaim leadership with love? With leadership meaning leading by example, ourselves and others. And my conclusion is this can only happen by unconditional love, by accepting wholeheartedly ourselves and others with no conditions at all. Today, I feel immense gratitude and honor to be standing in front of you and being able to tell you that I own my story with no shame. I own my mom's story with no shame, and I own my family story with no shame whatsoever. Carl Jung has said that I'd rather be whole than perfect. I am by no means perfect, but I am whole and complete. And my message to you today, ladies and gentlemen, is please choose your true wholeness over and inventing perfection. And I promise you, if you do that, you will find a heaven on earth that feels kinder than home. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Effie, for your profound and resounding message to inspire us to be whole and wholesome. So beautiful. Thank you for opening your heart and sharing so courageously that story, because that's the real heart and soul of it. Thank you. I'd like to invite and this lady Heather she wins the award for Miss Enthu Cutlet. Welcoming the lovely Heather, who has been a shining, radiant soul sister through the 6 days. Every moment she's in this space, I'm sure you can feel her energy even when she's not there, but she's been shining her light so vibrantly into this whole room and everywhere she goes. I welcome you. Is this one on? Oh, how do I? Should be, yeah.
Okay. For me, reclaiming leadership with love, there is no other leadership way. It is no longer divide and conquer. It is together. It's inclusive. As a leader, we have the perfect leader here, Harbeen, the leader with love who celebrates her tribe, who celebrates her team, who shines the light on their team, on the people who follow. Leadership with love is arm in arm, knowing the wisdom of the youth is beside us. Knowing the elders, the wisdom of the elder is beside us. I find it really frustrating and difficult when I hear people talk about leaders and they're like, from the CEO to the cleaner. What? No. It is the CEO and the cleaner and the timekeeper who sits here hour after hour, day after day, serving us. It is the guys up the back who sit here serving us, the people who come in and clean our cup every day and clear the table. So leadership with love is having your heart open. And even when it gets stabbed, and if you're going to lead people, it's going to happen. And then how do you still keep your heart open? So I've led people and they thought I've been the worst leader possible. I bow to them. I thank you for the feedback. I've been the best leader people have ever had, and I'm grateful for that. If you're not failing as a leader, then you're not going to learn, you're not going to grow, you're not going to evolve. The biggest thing is creating a safe space. Again, arm in arm, together around the world, we reclaim love as the only leadership that there is in the future. Thank you.
Heather Joy Bassett, ladies and gentlemen, an amazing, inspiring Enthu Cutlet.
She's reclaimed herself by actually taking off her hair. She completely shaved it off.
Yeah, one day
she's a
before
new
lunch she
her.
had hair, and post lunch her hair was gone. She made an offering in India. We do have a tradition of that, you know.
Now I'd like to call upon Jada Simone to please come up on stage. Jade Simone. She's not here. Okay. We'd like to call upon Manisha Bhatia to please come up on stage. She's the president of Abhinandan Educational and Welfare Society. Welcome.
Good afternoon. This is a beautiful platform to express, and I will start by thanking Dr. Arora. Thank you so much. It's not what I want to talk, and it's not what I want to say, but I want to tell you something. I was here on Sunday, and how much I've learned. It's sometimes you feel that it's only you. You have gone through, you have learned, it's you, it's your journey. No. Here I have just come across listening to these panelists, before them, people here on Sunday. Life is beautiful, and I've been an educationist for past 10 years, and I have grown as a worker. I've worked with the Abhinandan Educational and Welfare Society. We work with people with all forms of life, and right from the underprivileged children to women to rape victims and to acid victims. But I always feel that, as my co-panelist said, that love is the only values we can work on. It's unconditional love where we can achieve everything in life. It's not only that you work in any substance, in any form, to create something or to uplift them, but it's the only base where you can become an anchor and you can pull forward any victim, anybody in life. And I always feel that whether it's a family system, whether it's a big organization, whether it's a platform like this, I can only express my gratitude, and I can only say that if we can just become an anchor, we women become an anchor in society with so much to do, we can just empower each other, we can pull up each other. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for expressing, and thank you so much for having us over. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manisha. We're so grateful for you having us, or for you inspiring us to be grateful. Thank you for that invitation, because an attitude of gratitude can change, transform any space and any moment. And thank you for being here, because we know with the work you do, it's so very special. Please connect with this lady afterwards, because she's on a transformational journey for so many people. Really a great leader and a woman of substance. Thank you. I invite Paula Dunn. Welcoming Paula from Australia. With 2 decades of experience in pharmaceuticals.
Yep. Okay, great leaders. What do they have in common? Those who've changed the world, and who, without a doubt, are some of the most influential leaders of our time. Does anyone spring to mind? And what makes them different? What are some of the qualities, some of the characteristics that you see in that great leader that you've experienced? Did you know Carl Jung, who's the godfather of modern humanistic psychology, said, that it is impossible for us to see external to us what is not already present within us. So now I want you to think about that for a moment. Yeah. What does this mean? If you see love and compassion in these people that you admire, what must already be present in you? So congratulations, you're already on the path to great leadership. Yeah. Thank you. So for the past 20 years, I've clawed my way up the corporate ladder within the pharmaceutical and medical industries into leadership positions. So I've seen the good, the bad, and the very ugly in people. Today we live in a world of globalisation, disruption and chaos. And leading with love is becoming more difficult to these external pressures. The bottom line has never been so important in companies today. How simply overnight a company can become bankrupt or sold off to the highest bidder, where jobs can be instantly lost and lives turned upside down. Who can be bothered to lead with love when corporations are thinking just to trim the fat? We may not be chased by saber-toothed tigers, but everyone is fighting for survival. Research shows 76% of employees worldwide are disengaged at work, and the increase of bullying in the workplace is on the rise. Game playing and survival of the fittest is part of work life, which gives rise to the ego feeding and what's in it for me attitude. Leading with love starts with you. Oh, thank you. So, 3 years ago, I myself was a victim of bullying in the workplace. I was a senior manager within the pharmaceutical industry, a leader, and so was the bully. I was gaining visibility within the leadership team who came out from the US, and this is where the bullying started. The bully saw me as a threat. Unfortunately for this manager, she worked from a place of ego, and so she started with the passive-aggressive tactics for 7 months, which led to 2 verbal assaults. So long story short, I escalated this bullying to our boss, and they chalked it up to differing of management styles and swept it under the carpet. So the leadership I encountered in this organisation was not the type of leadership that I wanted to be part of. You know, I did not sign up for this type of leadership. My idea of leadership was to inspire, was to help, to see the strengths in people before they saw it themselves, and to bring it out of them. Is that it? Oh yeah? Okay. All right. So a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. was that there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor political nor popular, but he must take it because his conscience tells him he's right. So I resigned. It's in our nature to feel valued, accepted, and to feel a sense of belonging. If those innate needs are not met and we start to unravel, we lose our sense of certainty and stability and ultimately lose control. And as a result of that loss, we come from a place of fear. And many of these bad behaviours that I've seen in corporate, such as bullying, is a result of this fight for control. In a world where status, selfies and social media are major parts of our lives, and bullying is epidemically on the rise, it's easy to lose track of what's important. The day I resigned from this position as a senior manager was the day of my awakening, and I founded No Limits Consulting. Why would I spend another minute of my precious life for a company that doesn't lead with the heart? I've seen and experienced the challenges women are facing in society today, and to mitigate those challenges, I've created the limited edition Leadership Academy for girls in senior years of high school, because I know the challenges that we as women from our Generation X and above are suffering in the workplace today. So if I can create those programs for our future leaders of tomorrow there, you know, when they go off and they go to university, they're feeling empowered, they're going off to work, they're embracing their authenticity, they're not hiding. So my mission is to equip our next generation of women to thrive in the workplace and create even better versions of who they are today. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you for standing up to what was going on in the sector of your corporation. All power to you, because coming on such a senior position, sometimes you feel that you can't do it because, money could be a situation or whatever it is, but you still took that stand. So big round of applause for you. Next, I would like to call upon Paula Alfanze. If you can please come up on stage. She's a transformational speaker. She's coming from Canada, from the East Coast. Welcome.
Okay, I will start by saying this is not my usual platform. I usually am in the background taking care of people, and then we're asked to now speak a bit about ourselves and what does leadership with love means. So I'm going to stretch out of my own comfort zone and try and do this so that it makes sense. I wrote a few notes so that I don't lose my train of thoughts. I am a relationship restorer and a status quo disruptor. I help women move from obscurity to self-realization. Good day to all of you, soul sisters and soul brothers, and thank you for all the nourishment you provided to me throughout those 5 and 6 days. My name is Paula Alphonse, and I'm a transformational speaker, a personal leadership educator, as well as a published author. But this is the part that is the promo piece that doesn't really tell who I am and what I believe in. I am in so many ways so very similar to each and every one of you. But at the same time, I am unique, for we each have been created with a specific purpose, talent, and gifts to give to the world. What does reclaiming leadership with love means to me? It means taking my place, all of my space, but only my space. It means leaving room for others to also step into the space. It means being there for others and taking them from where they are at right at this moment to what could be their real full potential. It means standing in the gap so that we all become better as a collective. I know now that I have a distinct voice, and so do you. My specific message is what sets me apart from other people. I know that now. It hasn't always been the case, because like most of you all, we've been people pleaser. We try to take care of everybody, and then we wonder what took place and how did we get lost. So I decided to change my journey and to go from being invisible to being visible, and then stepping into the light. I no longer play small, and I might not always be polite. I have become a status quo disruptor for the greater good of humanity. Reclaiming leadership with love means that I love my fellow sisters and provide them with the tools and support they need to become the best version of themselves. My request to you is be you. Just be you. For the rest of your journey, not just for this week, for now on. There is yearning within you that is your specific purpose, your specific message. Be the most magnificent person that you can be so that we can all rise at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you for that call to celebration. And thank you for that promise of perpetuity. Because being magnificent and being authentically yourself in every which way shouldn't have an expiry date, right? It's an eternal promise. From 9 soul sisters to millions of soul sisters. Let's make that promise. I invite to speak with us and share her journey a magnificent young leader, Nabia Bano. A student, but also the founder of WIL,